What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated British heavyweight star title contender, Joe the Juggernaut Joyce, who came into this fight 15 wins, no loss, no draw, 14 wins by way of knockout, 37 years of age, 6'6", with an 80-inch arm reach. He took on Zhilei Zhang, okay? And Zhilei Zhang came into the fight 24 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, 20 wins by way of knockout. 19 wins by way of knockout, 39 years of age, 6'6", with an 81-inch arm reach, and he's a southpaw. And everybody was raving about Joe Joyce and Joe Joyce's ability to take a punch, and he's the juggernaut, okay? Joe Joyce beat and stopped Joseph Parker back in September of 2022. He stopped Christian Hammer in 4 rounds. Carlos Takam in 6 rounds. Daniel Dubois, most notably, back in November of 2020 in the 10th round when he broke Daniel Dubois. He broke his eye, okay? And Daniel Dubois, he quit. Everybody questioned the heart of Daniel Dubois, right? And Joe Joyce was somebody that everybody started to say, can make major noise in the heavyweight division. Joe Joyce could possibly stand up. Everybody started to talk about Joe Joyce being able to stand up to Olympic bronze medalist, former WBC American heavyweight world champion, superstar boxer, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder's power. Joe Joyce was calling out Tyson Fury. He came face to face with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is the undefeated 2-time heavyweight, former unified heavyweight world champion, the reigning WBC British heavyweight world champion. And they came face to face. They was arguing after Tyson Fury knocked out Dillian White. Okay. Joe Joyce was calling out Anthony Joshua, and everybody was making a big deal of Joe Joyce's chin, right? And Joe Joyce himself, when people started to say they wanted to see Joe Joyce's chin versus Deontay Wilder's power, and Joe Joyce's chin versus Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. And even Joe Joyce himself, he stated that he don't want to chest his chin out against Deontay Wilder. Well, Joe Joyce came into a fight with another big puncher, right? Somebody who was just as big as him and was going to stand up to him and just as tough. And that was in Zhang, okay? And in this fight, Zhang put the absolute beats on Joe Joyce. Okay, his southpaw, he was connecting combinations, left hands all night. He could not miss with the left hand the entire night. Okay, and he was a 1,000-to-1 underdog. Okay, Zhang was in this fight, to the point where Mark Kriegel, as a commentator for ESPN, Mark Kriegel and Timothy Bradley were commentating, to which Timothy Bradley, he stated, when I first saw the odds, I thought that was ridiculous. And Mark Kriegel got upset and said, well, was you one of the people that bet? So Timothy Bradley said, no, I didn't bet, but I thought the odds was pretty extensive. I thought that was pretty ridiculous. And he said, well, if you didn't bet, then why are we talking about this? So Mark Kriegel got upset with Timothy Bradley because obviously there's an agenda being pushed for Joe Joyce, okay? There's clearly, when there's a guy that's favored, you can clearly tell, and that was the case here with Joe Joyce, okay? And so even Mark Kriegel got upset, and Mark Kriegel started to say, well, Zhang is not throwing enough punches, to which Timothy Bradley responded, and after Zhang started landing big left hand after left hand, and Timothy Bradley was saying, well, he can't miss with the left hand, so that's enough punches. And then, Timothy Bradley, he said, well, there goes another left hand, and that was the left hand that breaks Joe Joyce's eye socket, okay? He just absolutely battered Joe Joyce in this fight, okay? He bruised his face up. He just absolutely dominated Joe Joyce. He was countering him all night. He was able to take Joe Joyce's punches. You can see Joe Joyce is extremely slow, okay? He's as slow as watching paint dry, okay? And so, like I told people, when you put Joe Joyce in there and people were saying he could beat Deontay Wilder, and I said, Joe Joyce is simply too slow for a fighter of Deontay Wilder's athletic ability, explosive power, and quickness, okay? He's just so slow. And Deontay Wilder is arguably the hardest puncher in the history of the sport of boxing, okay? And so I said that with that, how slow he is and his slow reflexes, Deontay Wilder's punches, the speed they come with the length, is going to be a problem for Joe Joyce. And even Tyson Fury's herky-jerky style is going to be an extreme problem for Joe Joyce because Tyson Fury is much quicker and Joe Joyce is not quick to react, okay? The best chance he had was against Anthony Joshua, and even that fight, I thought that he would lose because Anthony Joshua is still quicker than he is. Now, Anthony Joshua could be a bit more robotic and a bit more predictable, but Anthony Joshua is quicker than Joe Joyce, and he has extreme power, okay? Now, the thing with Anthony Joshua is Joe Joyce starts to land on him. Zhang did a number on him, but it took 6 rounds, and Joe Joyce did land some punches on Zhang, don't get me wrong. But Zhang is a southpaw and put on a masterclass performance. Even with Joe Joyce had knocked out Joseph Parker, it was one of the slowest knockouts I've ever witnessed in the sport of boxing history, okay? So I knew that, the punishment and accumulation of punishment taken over the course of a fight from an upper echelon fighter in the sport of boxing in the heavyweight division was just going to prove to be too much for Joe Joyce, okay? Just too big, too fast, too strong, okay? I just knew that was going to be a problem for Joe Joyce, and it proved to be a serious problem for Joe Joyce as he got absolutely battered and dominated in this fight. And there's not even a reason to want to even see a rematch for Joe Joyce and Zhang. That's how bad Zhang dominated and counterpunched and outboxed and just battered Joe Joyce all night. Okay, he just absolutely battered Joe Joyce all night. He countered him all night, landed the left hand all night at will whenever he so wanted to, and he just dominated the fight, point blank and period. And so with that said, I don't even want to see a rematch. Now, I do want to see Zhang get an opportunity to offend his one loss on his resume, okay, because Zhang is a very good fighter, okay. He is he's older. He is 39 years of age, okay, but he is definitely a good fighter. And he lost to Philip Hargrave. I thought he was winning that fight. That was a very close fight, but nonetheless, he didn't get the decision. He lost a unanimous decision. I would like to see him get a rematch in that fight. But Zhang has now made himself a player and somebody to be dealt with in the heavyweight division. So I can't wait to see what's next for him. But a rematch between Joyce and Zhang, I don't want to see that. It was a clear domination on the part of Zhang. So I don't want to see a rematch between Joe Joyce and Zhang. I thought it was a domination on the part of Zhang, as I stated. I would like to see, Zhang get an opportunity. There's another heavyweight out there, Big Baby Anderson, that says he's a major player, that says he could beat the upper echelon in the heavyweight division. He's very athletic, very quick, very young. That would be a nice test for Big Baby Anderson, Jared Big Baby Anderson. I would like to see Jared Big Baby Anderson and Zhang, they face off next. Zhang is 25 wins, 1 loss, okay, 1 draw. That would be a huge fight for Zhang. That would be a huge fight for Jared Big Baby Anderson. That would be a major test, to see where Jared Anderson stands. Again, he feels like he's the best heavyweight in the world. I think he's one of the most athletic. 14 wins, no loss, no draw. 14 wins by way of knockout. 23 years of age. 6'4" with a 78-inch arm reach, and he definitely got power, knocking out everybody he faced. That would be a great test for both. With the athletic speed, the quickness, and the size of Jared Big Baby Anderson be too much? Is Jared Big Baby Anderson too young and not ready for a guy like Zhang? Zhang is already 39 years of age, so time is not on his side. Can he be an opponent for Deontay Wilder next, right? That would be good to see Zhang versus Deontay Wilder next, But I would like to see Jared Anderson get an opportunity to fight against Zhang. They fight on ESPN. That would be a huge opportunity for Jared Anderson. That would be opportunity for Jared Anderson to make a name for himself and let the world know he has a rose. Okay, and this would be a way for Zhang to upset the apple cart. Okay, so but Zhang could be an opponent for Deontay Wilder as well. He's southpaw. He's quick. He's big. I think Deontay Wilder knocks him out. I think Jared Anderson can beat Zhang. Okay, but that would be a great test for both guys. So I would love to see Zhang versus Jared Big Baby Anderson. A rematch, though, again, like I said, with Joe Joyce, I don't want to see it. I think Joe Joyce got to rebuild himself back up. I would like to see Joe Joyce a rematch with Joseph Parker, or Joe Joyce a fight with Dillian White. Fight of that magnitude, rebuild himself back on up. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Follow me on Instagram, Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all, man. What y'all want to see from ZangNet and what y'all think about Joyce. Peace.
Hi, my name is Heather the Heat Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.